In this demo, we are going to take a look at a potential optimization you can make when you are using update panel in your site. First one, and one of you gonna make most of time, is changing the default mode in your update panel from always to conditional. And first let's switch here in our source view. And here in our Ajax, first I need a script manager. Oops. Script, and just here, and I need an update panel. In our update panel, we need content templates, and so we need set. Here I can just say get one. Here I need first a label control, so let's just create a label control. And also I need one button control, so just click a button. And here I can just say press one. Okay, and here I gonna just say created formatting. So this is our first panel, and just let me just scrape this panel, copy, paste it, and this is our second panel. And here we're gonna just say refresh panel 2, and this is our update panel 2. So here we have two update panel 1 and update panel 2 with label and button control. I have a code, so just let me paste it here. So here in our page load event we have two labels, label 1 and label 2. And here in our update panel 1 and update panel 2 we have two button 1 and button 2. So when button clicked, it's simply going to update corresponding label here, this one. So when button 1 clicked, it will update label 1, and when button 2 clicked, it will update label 2. So now let's run this page. Notice here both update panel set time to 6565. When I click on refresh panel 1, update panel 1 is refreshed, but also update panel 2 is refreshed. Look at it here, both panel is updated. So what important to note here is that each of these update panel content was refreshed, even though only one of update panel instantiate asynchronous post back. When I click on refresh panel 2, both update panel is updated. So doesn't matter which one we click, both update panel will be refreshed with asynchronous callback data. So how we can change that to make sure that only update panel that initiates the request is actually one that is updated. To do that, we need to add a one property called update mode. Here we can say conditional. Also I will do the same thing in update panel 2, update mode conditional. Now let's run this page. So notice here, when I clicked on update panel 1, it will refresh only update panel 1. When I clicked on update panel 2, it will refresh only update panel 2. Let's consider a bit more interesting. What if the content of one of the update panel requires some longer retrieval time? The actually go fetch the data that's gonna be displayed by update panel. Now emulate that. Let's go ahead and put some artificial flip here. Here we're gonna say system flipping create flip maybe 2 seconds. So let's assume this is associated with retrieval of the data for the second label content. The problem here is when I get the asynchronous callback coming back from either one of these update panel, my page logic is gonna be executed. It's entirely for each of these asynchronous post back. So it's not somehow going to say this code does not affect any of this content of update panel 2. So we can safely ignore this code. If you want to optimize this type of things, let me go ahead and run this, show you the effect. Here we go, running take 2 seconds initially. If I click on panel 2, that's the one we expect take up to 2 seconds, which is does. If I click on panel 1, notice it's also taking 2 additional seconds on a server. That seems like a waste because we are not even updating second panel. So that's something we might want to address here. Basically, what we need to do is identify the control within each of these update panel that are going to initiate the asynchronous post back. So here in this case, button 1 is for update panel 1 and button 2 control for update panel 2. I have some code, so just let me paste it here. So here we just say if we are in synchronized post back, and here I just say asynchronous post back source element ID is button 1. What we saying here, these update request by the first update panel of the page, and here similarly we just say these update request by the second update panel of the page. Here we write our logic for update panel 1 and our logic for update panel 2. Let's go ahead and try this out. This guys should be fast now, shouldn't take 2 seconds. You can see here. If I do click on update panel 2, it's take 2 seconds. You can see here.